one, I got a new mold from Juilliard and I wanted to use it with like a flower pour because I think it'll be gorgeous with the holographic effect. I'm using JDiction high gloss resin. It's in the round jugs. It's 1:1 low viscosity. And that's important to know for this pour. I've done this pour like 5 times. So I know if you follow this, you will get something nice. You will get the flower effect. Try using the first time the products I'm using and then switch them up. My first one I'm using is Octopus Fluids resin ink. So I would use a resin ink in the first cup and I would go with a darker color. I'm only going to do 3 drops because this is a strong color. Give it a good mix. That looks pretty good. All right, and the next one, I'm using acrylic ink. So if you have acrylic inks, try it with this. If not, you could use you can use resin inks for this too. These are just slightly heavier than the resin ink that I'm using, the first one. So this is Cerulean Blue Hue. Cerulean. I'm just doing 2 drops because it is heavy. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to switch up my cups though. I don't want the 2 blues together, right? I want blue, green, blue. So let's do that. Switch up my order. Oh, and I divided the resin equally amongst 4 cups. All right. My next one, give it a good mix, is Vivid Lime Green. And this is a Liquidtex acrylic ink also. 2 drops also. You can see these are opaque. So if I add a lot to these cups, it's going to be opaque and we don't want that. I think that would be too heavy for this pour. All right. And last, we're going to put 12 drops of CastinCraft opaque pigment concentrate. Sorry, I need a little break to get my wipe. I forgot to get it. And 12 drops. Comes out faster than my last one, so we should be good. I lied. 3, 4, 6, 8. I know I could have mixed these beforehand, but sometimes I think it's good to see how we put the colors in. All right, and that's 12. And how we mix them and what they look like. I think that helps. At least it helps me. When people just have the colors already mixed, I'm like, okay, I'm not sure what to do. I also like it when people say this color and this color, but made by this people, because when you go to try to find the same products, it's hard if you don't know all that. I remember the first video that I learned about enoki from Octopus Fluids. I had no idea what the person was saying, had no idea what it was. I spent so much time on Google trying to figure it out. And finally, someone else used it in another video, and I was like, ah, there it is. There, I got it. All right, so that's our white. All right. So now, the first thing we're going to do is our dark blue. Sorry, I have to mix it again just to make sure I got it mixed. All right. And I'm just going to pour this up and around the edge because I want to give some of the crystal edge some blue. I know it's going to fill the whole bottom of the mold, but I want the crystal edge to have some blue. Sometimes I pour it over top of the mold. Move this out of my way. All right. Gotta have some color on the edge. All right. So there's our darker blue. And then the next thing I do, if you've watched some of my other flower pours, this is very similar. The hard part about this pour is the shape of the mold. All right, so I'm gonna take my white and I'm actually going to do a heart. And I'm just gonna do 3 passes. There we go. All right, so now I have this green. I'm gonna pour some of that in there and then some of the blue. And now I'm gonna do some more of my white. And this is the tough part here, is getting a small heart. Didn't do that perfect, did I? All right, so I'm gonna slowly lift it up. All right, now we're gonna do some more green. And some more blue. I don't have a lot of room left, but I want to do a spiral, a very thin spiral in the center. If I can get it to come, instead of spirals, I'm getting blobbies. We're gonna go back into the center since I finally have it coming out slowly. All right, I got a little blobbies there, but it should work itself out. I used all the green, so let's just pour the rest of this blue into the center. The mold's kind of full, so it really didn't spread it out too much, but that's okay. I'm gonna give it a shot of heat. And then I was trying to think what I wanted for the center. I have dark blue and I have some silver bits and I have these stones, and I was thinking these might be fun. But I have a habit of picking the wrong things for the center, but you never know. Let's give it a try. And I like to still use this scoop to know how much to do. Kind of helps me. All right, I'm gonna stand up to find my center. And it's nice because usually the pour comes together and you can see a center. Well, I don't know how those fell in. It looked like it might be a little cockeyed, but I can't see, so I don't know. But we'll let that go. Some air bubbles are going to come up from the pockets that were created. And now I'm just going to go through and do a little swirl. Sort of just to bring all that together in the center. Hopefully I don't get any more bubblies, but if I do, I'll give them a hit of heat. All right, and that's it for this pour. It's very simple, easy pour. And generally you get something really nice, and this mold is great, so we should have something really great to look at in about 8 hours. See you then. All right, we're back to check out our heart. Our blue and green, hopefully, hearts. Don't you just love that sound? All right, this back looks like it's tie-dyed. Oh, wow. Look at that. I hope the camera's getting it really nice. I do like the glass stones, the blue glass stones, and the center seemed to make its own little heart. Wow, and then the holographic, of course, is gorgeous. So awesome. Thanks for watching.